Hello loves, how are you? I hope this finds you well. So we are getting ready to do an all signs video for you. This is going to be about the person on your mind and their current energies towards you. I have been a little MIA lately, which is, and a little inconsistent, which is kind of unlike me. But there's been quite a few comments, people, asking if everything's okay. They noticed I haven't been here. And first, I just want to take a moment to tell you guys that I appreciate you so much, for even noticing and caring in the first place. It really, truly means a lot to me. It's been a little bit, my family's been going through a little bit of some challenges over this way. But we are persevering and moving forward, and I'm just very, very grateful to have you guys here and that you even noticed. It really means a lot. Okay, so back to being consistent and getting videos out for you, starting here with your all signs reading. So we're going to go ahead and get to that. There are timestamps in the pinned comment below the video. There are also timestamps in the description box as well. Everything that you will need to know, whether it's about Patreon, personal readings, all of that fun stuff is in the description box below. But I will see you guys in your reading. Alright, we're going to start with Aries. How are you, Aries? I hope this finds you well. Aries, we're taking a look at the person on your mind and their current energies towards you. We're looking at the person on your mind and their current energies towards you. What are their energies towards Aries? Okay. We have the Strength card. The Ten of Swords. The Three of Cups. The High Priestess. And the Four of Pentacles. At the bottom of the deck, I see the Three of Pentacles. Some of you could be dealing with a Capricorn. I also see Leo, Gemini, Cancer, and Pisces here as well. I'm sure more signs will pop up as we go along, because we are going to clarify all of these as well. Aries, I feel like this may be a very specific reading, so this may not resonate for all my Aries. If not, I do encourage you guys to check out your other sign placements, as you may find, maybe your moon, rising, or Venus or Jupiter placement may resonate for you. That being said, I do feel like there's something here that has been brought to this person's attention, is how I want to say it. Sometimes the Three of Pentacles, because their work is being put on display for everyone to see, and sometimes it can involve more than one person. I do kind of view that card sometimes as something being put on display. And I also see the Three of Cups here showing up as the challenge for this person. For some of you, Aries, I'm feeling like there's something that this person has seen or heard about you. Okay, and I do feel like this is somebody that you are have experienced an ending with, or are in separation with. Okay, because the way that this person is viewing you is the Strength card. So this person is viewing you as, one, I think kind of holding back, but I also feel like just like standing on business, Aries. I feel like there has been a connection with this person where maybe it was a very difficult connection, maybe it was very unequal give and take. But I definitely feel like you got to a point where it was just like enough is enough. I'm fed up. I'm not going to entertain this anymore, or I'm not settling for this anymore. I'm not dealing with this or that anymore. That's kind of the vibe that I'm getting here. And this person is viewing you in that way, okay, as maintaining that energy. But with this Three of Pentacles here and this Three of Cups here, maybe, you know, this could be a lot of different things, so just take it how it applies, right? Like I said, this person could be told something about you. They could hear something about you. They could visually see something, maybe like online or something like that. But I feel like it's being brought to this person's attention in some way. And I see the High Priestess here too, so maybe this person's just very intuitive. Okay, so some of this could be their own kind of intuition or their own assumptions even. But I do feel like this person is viewing you as maybe starting to move on or just doing really well without them. For some of you, they definitely could feel like there's another person in the picture that maybe you're dating, right? But this could just be them seeing you kind of out with friends or seeing a picture of you celebrating some kind of win in your life with that Three of Cups energy. But I definitely feel here that this person is viewing you as starting to move forward and being in a much better space without them. Right? So if they're having a really hard time, if they're struggling with this kind of separation here, they're viewing you as being able to move on easier, right? Whether that's true or not, like I said, we're reading their energy, their perspectives, their assumptions, but that's kind of how they're viewing it. Like, wow, I'm over here and I'm miserable. And Aries seems like they're doing amazing, or Aries is looking amazing, or, you know, Aries seems to be just fine without me. Your energy towards them is showing up here as, so this is the way that they are viewing you. So their energy is showing up here as the Ten of Swords. So they are really feeling an ending here. I definitely feel that here. Having a really hard time with it. And this does feel like it's kind of like drawing out to me to where like I said, I feel like you're starting to move forward and they're still like lingering in that energy. But part of that, Aries, is because I feel like it took a lot to get you to this point, right? But when you got here, I think you got here, it took a lot to get you to the point where you were just kind of done. But now that you're here, you're here. I'm also really drawn to, I do, you know, for me, one of the, like as a reader, one of the interpretations of birds to me in the tarot can be as messengers. And I do see that there's a little bird here. And so I do kind of feel like that here. Like I said, I feel like for some of you, there's something that is being told to this person, or they're hearing or seeing. There's something that's kind of that's coming into this person's awareness. And I just feel like it's making that ending hit a little harder, you know. With the challenge for this person, I see the Three of Cups. I'm feeling a couple different things from this. One, for some of you, if this person is a partier or they have some unhealthy coping mechanisms, they may be struggling with that a little bit more than normal, because I definitely feel like that here. For others of you, this person could be kind of really isolating themselves at this time. I do feel like a little bit of a heavy energy, maybe a little bit of a depressive, maybe a little bit of isolated energy. And for some of you, this Three of Cups could also resonate in the sense of there could be somebody, this could be them seeing you, like I said, have a celebration, or seeing you out with friends, or them feeling like you have some kind of a new person in your life. Then we have the High Priestess here as their feelings. So one, I definitely feel like it's the lacking clarity and it's the unknown, you know, especially if they're seeing things and they're making assumptions. Some of it is just the unknown that this person is having such a hard time with. But I also feel here, Aries, that this could be them just feeling like they really want to keep their thoughts and feelings to themselves. They could wonder if you're trying to hide or suppress some kind of new connection from them. And maybe you are, to kind of spare their feelings, or maybe this is just an assumption that they have. But I definitely feel like this could be them, you know, this could be resonating in the sense that this person is just kind of keeping their thoughts and feelings and their struggle kind of close to their chest right now. But I don't see them being ready to let go. You know, their next actions here towards you, Aries, I see the Four of Pentacles. So this really just feels like somebody still holding on. Still trying to hold on to you, but also I feel like there are some anger, some hurt, resentments, and things that they're kind of holding on to as well. So we're going to start to clarify these and see if we get any more information. Coming out under the Strength card, we have the Tower. Yeah. One, you know, I feel like this is resonating in a couple different ways, Aries, because like I said, I feel like it took you a lot to get here. You could have been trying to hold this tower up brick by brick at one point, and I think you just finally got to the point where you're like, you know what? forget it, let the tower fall, you know. And I feel like it was a huge wave of acceptance, okay? A huge wave of acceptance for what this connection was and what it was going to be. Aries, you may have felt like you fell for somebody's potential. Like because you saw like the good in this person, or the potential that you guys had as a couple, the potential that they had. But I feel like this person just was not rising up to that potential. And I feel like it took a lot for you to get to this space where you were able to just accept that, you know, that maybe this person wasn't going to. And I feel like that's when this tower came for you here, where you were finally just willing to let the tower fall. But I also feel that the way that this is resonating is because I do feel like you gave this person a lot of chances, or you tried to hold on and tried to hold that tower up. I think that when you did allow the tower to fall, Aries, I do feel like it felt like a tower for this person. I definitely feel like it's something that they didn't expect, whether they should have or not. Coming out underneath the 10 of Swords, we have the 6 of Pentacles. Yeah, one, Aries, I feel here that somebody could be realizing here that this connection was a little unequal give and take. I don't know that they're ever going to admit that to you, but I feel like there's a certain level of accountability coming in here, at least within themselves, because I feel like you gave and gave and gave and gave to this connection, and that you weren't getting met in the same way. And I feel like somebody's seen, you know, that played a big role in what led to an ending here. Somebody could also, sometimes the 6 of Pentacles, you can see in the card, he is, you know, especially in the traditional Rider-Waite deck, right? They're giving to one person and not the other. This person could be kind of feeling like left out, or feeling like an outsider in your life now. And they could be feeling like you are giving your attention to somebody else now. I also feel like this person is viewing that maybe you really tried to help this person in the past, and you did a lot for them. Somebody's feeling the loss of that as well, Aries. Coming out under the 3 of Cups, we have the 5 of Cups. Yeah, a lot of regrets that this person is feeling. Sadness, regret, grief, disappointment. I also feel like it's just hard for them to see you moving on and be happy when they're, you know, really struggling. With the High Priestess, we have the Queen of Swords. That's part of the reason why somebody's kind of keeping things to themselves here, is because I do feel like, one, they're not quite sure if you're going to want to hear from them. But the Queen of Swords is that energy of being willing to detach and put up boundaries, being able to do what's best for her regardless of how she's feeling. This person feels like, you know, they got you to this point where, you know, you are in kind of a more of a detached energy when it comes to them, and they feel like that's why they're going to, you know, keep their thoughts and feelings to themselves, as they may feel like at this point it's not going to change anything. Coming out underneath the 4 of Pentacles, we have the Magician. So I don't really see anybody taking action at this time, Aries, but this does feel like somebody's still holding on, you know, maybe having some resentments, but definitely still holding on and still trying to manifest something to happen between the two of you in the future. So that's kind of the energy that I'm feeling here. But that is what I have for you. I do hope that this helps, and everything that you need to know is in the description box below for you, whether it's about personal readings, Patreon, the tarot course, all that stuff is there. But if this is where we part, thank you guys so much for being here. If you want personal prayers for any reason, you know you can just put the little prayer emoji in the comments down below, and I will go through and pray for you. But I will see you guys in your next reading. Alright, Leo, we are moving on to my lovely Leos. I hope this finds you well. We are going to go ahead and get into your person on your mind reading. We're going to focus on their energy and see what comes up for you guys. All right, Leo. We have the Five of Cups, the Moon, the Queen of Pentacles, the Two of Swords, and we have the Devil. At the bottom of the deck, I see the Ace of Wands. So let's take a look here, Leo. So we are going to be clarifying these as well, and I can already tell that there's a couple that I really want to clarify here for you. But we're going to start with how this person is viewing you as the Five of Cups. I do feel like this person is viewing you as, you know, feeling very hurt and disappointed and let down. I do feel like this is somebody who has a lot of regrets when it comes to you in this connection. I feel like somebody did really hurt you and let you down, Leo, and they see that. They view you that way, as being very hurt by them, very, very let down. This person's energy towards you, okay, they do have the Moon card. And I'm not sure how I feel about this yet. I definitely think that there is something that maybe this person had some secrets or had something that they were hiding in the past. Then maybe that is what really hurt you. Maybe it's like this person is acknowledging that the secrets in the past, the things that they were, you know, keeping hidden could have, you know, really hurt you or let you down in the past. For some of you, there could still be things that you don't know, Leo. Now, there could still be things that this person is keeping hidden. We're going to find out more once we start to clarify, but I do kind of pick up on that energy here. So maybe you, what is that phrase, like trickle truth, right? Maybe this person, you know, gave you some of the truth and you know some things, but maybe you don't know everything, and that's kind of what's coming through here, but we're going to see. Okay. The other thing that's coming up here is they have the Queen of Pentacles as the challenge here for them. I do feel like this is somebody who maybe doesn't really have their stuff together. There could be something here with their finances or their resources. Maybe they haven't always been the most responsible, or they could just, you know, have a lot on their plate when it comes to their responsibilities and maybe their work. So it definitely feels like maybe they're really focused right now on trying to kind of get that together, or there's just this awareness that, you know, this has been a factor for them, right? Maybe they just really, that's impacted the connection in some way. They have the Two of Swords coming up for their feelings here. It doesn't really feel indecisive to me, but I would say, Leo, that it does feel like this person is maybe a little bit in denial. There's something that this person is a little bit in denial about when it comes to you in this connection. I also feel like for some of you, there's something that they're not wanting to look at, and that could be their part of things. Because even here, somebody's seen the hurt that they caused you. They're seeing, you know, how much they've let you down, but I still feel like they're still keeping some secrets. So it's not like, I feel like they haven't fully learned the lesson. And I feel like they're a little bit in denial about, like, this kind of feels to me, Leo, like somebody who, yes, did something or kept some kind of secret to hurt you, or that, you know, and it hurt you. But they're still finding ways to kind of justify that behavior or excuse that behavior. So there's something here that they're still not wanting to like really look at or come to terms with. I feel like there's a little bit of a lack of accountability here. Now, their next actions towards you, we have the Devil. Things could be, or could have gotten to kind of an unhealthy space between the two of you because of secrets or deceptions or things like that here. So some of you, it could just represent that and somebody's lack of accountability. For others of you, this could be, especially if you're in separation from this person, this could just be this person kind of obsessing over the situation here. We're going to have to see. We're going to start to clarify. Coming out under the Five of Cups, we have the King of Wands. Yeah, I definitely feel like it was some kind of... action that this person took. Like I said, it could have been a deception. It could have been keeping secrets that really hurt you or let you down. Now, this person here, I think part of what could be so hurtful for you, Leo, is I kind of feel like you've done everything for this person. And what I mean by that is, like, I think that you've showed up 100% for this person. I think that you gave and gave and gave. You like went 100, like you just went all out. Okay. I definitely feel like you really showed up for this person, for this connection. And I think that that's what makes it so hurtful, is because you feel like somebody, not only did they not do that, they also, really hurt you. You could feel very, like undervalued or unappreciated. And for some of you, especially with this Queen of Pentacles here, some of you could even feel a little bit used by this person, right? Especially if you were, doing a lot to help them or take care of them, and you, like I said, you feel very underappreciated. And some of you, like I said, maybe even a little bit used. We have underneath the Moon card, we have the Star. I feel like this is resonating in a couple different ways for me here. One, I feel like somebody's coming in and they're like wanting to heal, like from the things that you know about, but they still have secrets here, Leo. I definitely feel like you don't know the whole truth. So to me, I feel like if somebody really wanted to like start everything over and they really wanted to do things the right way, that would come with like telling you the whole truth. And I don't feel like that here. I feel like somebody's still kind of wishing and hoping that you don't find it out, and they're hoping that whatever actions and steps that they can take now will kind of just put it in a different direction without them having to kind of tell you the truth or take full accountability. Coming out under the Queen of Pentacles, we have the Eight of Swords. For those of you, Leo, this part is not going to be for all of you, but for those of you, Leo, where you are like the main breadwinner, or you really support this person, or you do a lot for this person, especially on a financial level, that could be part of this as well. I just got to be honest with you, why somebody could be so anxious about, making something work, or anxious about telling you the whole truth, is because they're worried about how that might affect the financial or resource part of this connection. For others of you, it could just indicate that this person they have a lot going on. They have a lot when it comes to their work or their responsibilities, their money, that they are very stressed out by, they're feeling very anxious by, and maybe that is kind of impacting the connection. Coming out under the Two of Swords, we have the Three of Pentacles. So somebody's trying to like get along and get on the same page now. Somebody's trying to kind of work through something here with you. The Three of Pentacles can be like finding a solution. It can be working together, getting on the same page, trying to work through something here. And I feel like that is what they're trying to do. I still feel like they're not taking full accountability. They're just like, well, let's just do it different moving forward. It feels a lot like trying to sweep things under the rug and just, start over kind of energy, like wanting a fresh start without the accountability. We have underneath the Devil energy, we have the World. And And I do see that Ace of Wands here at the bottom of the deck. So, you know, I definitely feel like either this is somebody you're currently still dealing with here, Leo, and you're trying to work through something and have a new beginning within your connection, or this is somebody who wants to like return to you. Okay, so just take it how it applies for your situation. But I am feeling like it's one of those things here. I would be cautious or careful because sometimes the World card can talk about cycles, and this is coming up in their actions, and they have the devil energy, and sometimes the devil can be giving into those temptations. So if that is something that, and especially when there's not, you know, real accountability here, I would be cautious, Leo, especially if you feel like somebody may not be fully with you for the right reasons as it is, or you feel like somebody doesn't appreciate you or take advantage of you, because it definitely looks like somebody could have could start a pattern or a cycle of this kind of behavior. But that's what I have for you, Leo. I do hope that it helps. The signs I'm seeing for you, I see Scorpio, I see all the fire signs, Aries, Leo, Sag, I see Pisces, Aquarius, Capricorn, Gemini, Libra, all the fixed signs, Taurus, Scorpio, Leo, and Aquarius. But that's what I have for you. I do hope that it helps, and everything that you need to know is in the description box below for you. And if you want personal prayers for any reason, all that stuff's in the description box below for you. If you want personal prayers for any reason, you can just put the prayer emoji in the comments down below, and I will go through and pray for you. But if this is where we part, thank you so much for being here, and I will see you next time. Hello, Sagittarius. How are you? I hope this finds you well. So we are going to be doing your person on your mind reading and taking a look at their current energies towards you. So what do we have for Sagittarius, please? What do we have for Sagittarius? All right, Sag. We have the Star, the Two of Swords, the King of Swords, the Hermit, and the Five of Wands. At the bottom of the deck, I see the Two of Pentacles. So let's take a look here, Sag. Okay, so I gotta just be very honest with you here first, and we're going to clarify these to know, but I definitely feel like you could be dealing with somebody who's been very indecisive in the past, Sagittarius. Maybe somebody who's been kind of wishy-washy or in and out, because I see two twos here. So, and the Two of Pentacles too can be an energy of like going back and forth. For some of you, you could have dealt with somebody who was maybe going back and forth between you and another person. It doesn't have to resonate for that. My goodness, it doesn't have to resonate that way in order for the reading to resonate for you. But it is a way that it could resonate for some of you. And sometimes the Two of Pentacles is like trying to maintain more than one thing. So whether it's like a double life that this person was trying to maintain, you know, or it could have just been like one lifestyle, and then, you know, something with you here. But I do feel like this, for some of you, I definitely feel like somebody who was either very indecisive, very in and out, or was trying to maintain more than one thing here. Kind of back and forth. Now, the way that this person is viewing you, we have the Star card, okay? So I do feel like somebody is viewing you as like either somebody like a wish, okay, like they're wanting a specific kind of outcome here with you. They could be wishing and, you know, being hopeful that something can work out with you. They could be viewing you as somebody that they do want to heal things with as well. So kind of looking at you as, you know, what they're desiring here and wanting to, you know, hopefully be able to bring something back into balance or heal something here with you. Now, their energy is still showing up as the Two of Swords, though. And I'm kind of feeling that this is a few different things. One, I still feel like whether this person is acting like it or not, I definitely feel like internally there is still some indecisive energy here. So even if they're coming forward and portraying like I've made up my mind here, Sagittarius, I don't think that that's the true case. The Two of Swords is also, it's kind of an energy of, you know, kind of being in denial. And I feel that here. I feel like somebody may be like, oh, you know, I have decided I am ready. When deep down they when they know that's not true. Okay. Because I definitely feel like there's something here that they are, you know, not ready to fully own up to. Now, for some of you, it could be more than that, especially if you are trying to hold them accountable for certain behaviors. This can be a little bit avoidant, being and kind of denying things. So you may not be getting the full truth from this person if that's how this is resonating for you. Now, the challenge for this person when it comes to you, I'm getting a couple different things from this. One, the King of Swords, this could be a challenge because I feel like for some of you, you may be in this energy towards this person. The King of Swords is somebody who can be kind of detached, who's put up boundaries, who's just not tolerating certain behaviors anymore. So this person, because of their back and forth, you know, behaviors or their indecisiveness or lack of accountability in the past could have gotten you to the space where maybe you are kind of giving this person the cold shoulder, or you are kind of trying to detach from a situation where you have put up boundaries. And that energy from you could be difficult for this person to deal with. Because like I said, I feel like they have a specific outcome in mind, and it could be hard for them to get to that space with you when you are in this King of Swords energy towards them. The other way that I could see this resonating, if it's not that you're in this King of Swords energy, it could indicate that there was something else that this person needed to cut out of their life or detach from. And that could be something that is hard for this person. And that could be part of what they're not being honest with you about, whether they did it or whether, you know, they just know that they need to do that. I don't feel like they want you to know how hard that is for them. So there could be something, like I said, especially if they're trying to maintain more than one thing here, or whatever is kind of pulling them back that keeps them coming back and forth. There could be something that they need to like stop doing, whether it's a habit, a mindset, a lifestyle choice, whether it's another person, a connection. There definitely could be something that they're needing to cut out and remove from their life in order to pursue something here with you. And that could be showing up as a challenge for them. Their feelings, we have the Hermit. So I do feel like somebody is doing a lot of introspection right now. They are kind of looking within, because I do feel like this person has some deeper rooted issues. You know, this person could be a little bit of an avoidant. Like they're obviously somebody who is indecisive about what they really want, and I feel like they could, you know, make decisions from that space, you know, impulsively. I feel like they're just really taking a look at themselves here. This person could also be feeling, especially if you kind of pulled back and you were, you know, in a different energy than they're used to you being with them, they could be feeling that as well. Now, their next actions, I see the Five of Wands. There seems to be a lot of conflict and drama that comes with this person, or just a lot of challenges that come with this person. We are going to start to clarify now. Coming out under the Star, I see the Judgment card. So the Judgment card can be, you know, making a decision. It can be a wake-up call. And this is coming out under how they're viewing you. So they may be viewing you as having a very significant decision to make when it comes to this connection with them. that, you know, the Judgment card can be having significant realization. So this person may see that you kind of do see through them, Sagittarius, that you have had some significant realizations when it comes to this connection, but ultimately they're viewing you as having the decision to make. We have the Knight of Swords here coming out under the Two of Swords. That's exactly what I was feeling, where I feel like somebody makes decisions and moves towards you or communicates very impulsively. And like I said, I feel like they're coming in this space of, I'm so sure, I made up my mind, but that's not, you know, their energy. The energy doesn't lie, and that's not what their energy says. To me, this looks like a very impulsive move here. The Knight of Swords can be very reactive. So this could look like somebody reaching out all of the sudden, you know, or a huge shift in their energy all of the sudden. And you're like, where did this come from? But I don't think you're going to get the full truth about where this is coming from. Underneath the King of Swords, we have the Nine of Pentacles. So I feel like that's just a confirmation card for the two messages. And I feel like it applies both ways. You know, if you are in this King of Swords energy where you started to detach and you put up boundaries, I think it's because you're very much focused on yourself, Sagittarius. And I don't mean that in a selfish way. I think you're just trying to, you know, focus on yourself and do what's best for you. But I feel like this person could be coming in unexpectedly and kind of disrupting that for you here. Especially if you're out of communication with this person. Now, I also see this though, as this, if somebody is dealing with another person, that could be what they're needing to cut out in order to, you know, kind of make themselves single and available enough to come towards you. But that's showing up as a challenge. So it's something that they are struggling to do. Coming out underneath the Hermit, we have the Page of Cups. So I do feel like this is a confirmation that, you know, somebody is doing some kind of introspection here. But I also feel like they're about to, like there's more communication coming from that space. So this could look like an apology, someone saying, you know, oh, I've realized this and I've thought about this and I want to tell you how I feel, or I'm sorry. So I definitely would expect some communication. I do feel like it's going to come with apologies and, you know, new realizations and things of that nature. I still don't think they're being fully honest with you though. I just want to say that. Coming out under the Five of Wands, we have the Hierophant. So I definitely feel for some of you that it's very likely that for those of you that this is resonating for, that there is some kind of other, you know, commitment involved in this. And that could be where some of this conflict or drama and things is coming from. So there could still be more stuff like that coming up. So even if somebody's coming back towards you, you may not have seen the end of the drama. It may not just be, you know, this person kind of reaching out to you unexpectedly. There could be more stuff yet to come, okay? And I feel like it's because this person's not being fully honest with you. And I think that through some of this conflict or drama, you may find that out here. So that is what I have for you, Sagittarius. That's kind of a wild reading here. I see Capricorn, Aquarius, Scorpio, Aries, Libra. I see all the air signs, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, Virgo, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, Leo, and Taurus. Those are the signs I'm seeing, but it could be any. It is a general reading. So even if I did not mention a specific sign, the reading can resonate for you. But that's what I have for you, and I do hope it helps. And everything you need to know is in the description box below. If you are interested in personal readings or the tarot course, all that stuff's in the description box. And if you want personal prayers for any reason, just put the little prayer emoji in the comments down below, and I will go through and pray for you. But if this is where we part, thank you for being here, and I will see you next time. Hello, Capricorns. How are you? I hope this finds you well. We are taking a look at the person on your mind and their current energies towards you. What is their energies towards Capricorn, please? Okay, we have the Empress that kind of popped up, so we'll see if that finds its way back out into your reading. All right, we have the High Priestess, the Two of Cups, the Five of Cups, the Page of Cups, and the Three of Pentacles. At the bottom of the deck, I see the Chariot. So let me take a second to look over this, then we're going to start to go over it all together. All right, so Capricorn, this person is viewing you as the High Priestess here. To me, this could resonate in a couple different ways. One, it could indicate that maybe this person is viewing you as being a little bit difficult to read at this time, where they're not quite sure, you know, what you're thinking and how you're feeling. Maybe you are keeping your thoughts and emotions, you know, kind of close to your chest right now, or you just have, you know, the ability to not let it show outwardly, you know, how you're feeling, right? So I feel like somebody could just be viewing you as being kind of difficult to read. For some of you, especially if you're not in contact with this person, it could just be that they don't have access to you, right? So they're just not quite sure where you're at with things, what you have going on, what you're thinking, what you're feeling. For some of you, there could be some kind of hidden or secretive aspect to this connection. So whether they view you in this connection as something that has been a secret, or whether there were secrets within the connection, you'll have to take it how it applies for your situation. Now, their energy towards you, we see the Two of Cups. The Two of Cups is an indication that somebody could be viewing you as either like a soulmate or a significant person in their life. It wasn't just any kind of connection, right? And the Two of Cups can be mutually felt feelings. So there could be this acknowledgement that, okay, I do still have feelings for Capricorn, and I know that Capricorn still has love for me too. Despite, you know, whatever, you know, the current dynamic is or whatever's happened between the two of you, there could just be this acknowledgement that you both do still care about each other on some level. The Five of Cups is showing up as their challenge. So there could be regrets, grief, or disappointment that is, you know, that this person is experiencing when it comes to you or this connection. And that seems to be the challenge for them. So that's what they're having a hard time with. So whether it's they have some regrets and maybe things that they've said, things that they've done, maybe in the way in which they handled this situation with you. I definitely do feel that specifically for some of you, where somebody's like kind of looking back and they're like, you know, I could have done this differently. I could have handled this differently here. I do feel like there is a certain level of sadness and grief for something that they feel is lost, whether that's the connection itself or if it's just like, this is not how I expected things to be. You know, that's kind of the energy I feel here. Is I didn't expect us to turn out this way. I didn't expect things to, you know, end like this or something of that nature. We have the Page of Cups for their feelings. And especially because this is coming out next to the Five of Cups, to me, that could be specifically an apology. So I definitely feel like there is something that this person does feel sorry for. And like I said, it could just be the way that they handled a situation, right? They could have felt like they could have handled this differently, handled this better. So I do feel like somebody could feel like there is something that they want to express to you, or they could feel like they owe you some kind of an apology here. And the Five of Cups coming out next to the Page of Cups to me can be the Six of Cups. And that feels like this could be somebody that you have a history with. Maybe you've been through a lot with this person. There is this kind of nostalgic energy, and I feel like that as well. When somebody's looking back over the past, they see a lot that they wish that they would have done differently. I do feel like you hold a special place in this person's heart. And I feel like they feel like they hold one in yours as well, but they also feel like maybe you guys have been through a lot together, and, you know, maybe some of that hasn't always been great. It's just, I feel like this overwhelming kind of sadness for just the way that everything has turned out here. I see the Three of Pentacles as their next actions. So the Three of Pentacles can be an energy of like trying to work through something, maybe find a solution. It can be energy of like trying to get on the same page, or, you know, let's leave it there for a second because that is kind of what I'm feeling here. So this could be that somebody does, you know, currently not like the dynamic the way it is between the two of you, and could be desiring like, okay, you know what, I definitely can see where I could have done things differently. I hate how things are between the two of us. There could be a desire here to apologize and maybe leave things off in a better space, or, you know, try to work through something here with you. We're going to find out more as we start to clarify. Coming out underneath the High Priestess, we have the Ace of Pentacles. Yeah, so I definitely feel like somebody could wonder if you have something else going on, Capricorn, if you have somebody new in your life. They may not be sure if there is any potential or opportunity left between the two of you because they don't know where you're at with things. They don't know how you're thinking. They don't know what you're feeling. So that's part of this unknown too, is this person, one, doesn't know if you already have somebody else in your life. They also don't know, is there still even a chance between me and Capricorn? Coming out underneath the Two of Cups, we have the Knight of Cups. So I definitely do feel like this is somebody who has something that they do want to express to you. This definitely could be an emotional confession. It's somebody who can still kind of has a dream or vision when it comes to you, but there is, you know, the Knight of Cups is Pisces energy. It's Neptune. It does feel very like almost like dreamy or fantasy. It's not always super grounded in reality. And I do kind of feel a little bit of that here, where somebody could like be like, well, at the end of the day, I know Capricorn still loves me and I still love Capricorn, so maybe we could. But it's like ignoring the reality of the situation or everything that's happened. So there is a little bit of a fantasy quality to it, but there's also this edge to it of, you know, I don't know if that's something that's fully realistic. The Five of Cups, we have the Four of Pentacles. So yeah, a lot of sadness, regret, grief, disappointment. This person could feel, because this is your energy, Capricorn, the Four of Pentacles is Capricorn energy. This person could feel like you may be a little bit guarded or closed off when it comes to them. Like you may feel like you need to kind of protect your heart when it comes to them. That could be a part of the disappointments that this person is feeling, and also kind of a confirmation of the part that's not super realistic. This person's having this, you know, vision or fantasy of the two of you together, but you know, you may be very guarded or closed off when it comes to them. I also just feel like, too, for some of you, Capricorn, this could be this person just still really holding on to you. You know, there's a part of them that isn't ready to let it go. Coming out underneath the Page of Cups, we have the Six of Cups. So that's a confirmation for what we said earlier, where I feel like because of everything that you guys have been through together, because of the history that you have, I do feel like somebody does feel like they owe you an apology, because they feel like, you know, after everything that we've been through, I could have done this differently. I could have handled this differently. This connection was owed something better than what I gave it, is kind of how that's coming through to me. But I also feel like it's representing, you know, more of this fantasy energy, and you know, somebody still holding on, really spending a lot of time thinking about the past between the two of you. Coming out under the Three of Pentacles, we have the Five of Pentacles, which, you know, to me can make the Eight. So I do feel like somebody is wanting to, you know, work on this here with you. But I don't know that you are, Capricorn. Some of you may be. The Five of Pentacles, you know, though, it can be a card of lack. It may just feel like it's a little too late here. I do feel like somebody does feel like an outsider in your life, and they are really feeling the lack of you here. And that could be why somebody is really wanting to try to find a solution or to work through something, or at least leave things off in a better space between the two of you. The signs I'm seeing, I see Pisces. I see all the earth signs, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. I see Cancer, Scorpio, and Taurus. Those are the signs I'm seeing, but it could be any. It is a general reading. So even if I didn't mention a specific sign, the reading can resonate for you. But that's what I have for you. I hope it helps. And if you want personal prayers for any reason, put the little prayer emoji in the comments down below, and I will go through and pray for you. But if this is where we part, I will see you guys next time. All right, we are moving on to my lovely Taurus. How are you? I hope this finds you well. Taurus, we're looking at the person on your mind and their current energies towards you. What are their energies towards Taurus? We're looking at their person on your mind, their current energies, their feelings towards you. All right, Taurus. We have the King of Wands, the Star, the Hierophant, the Knight of Cups, and the Six of Wands. I see the Seven of Cups here at the bottom of the deck. I feel like, Taurus, lately we've been tapping into a different group of Tauruses, I think, because some of these readings, they're just different than, you know, what we were reading. So I definitely feel like we're either tapping into a different group or things have just shifted. But this does feel kind of similar to what we've been reading. Now, one thing I want to say here, Taurus, is this is feeling very love bomby to me coming up. So I definitely feel like this is one of these readings where you're going to, you know, want to pay attention, because I do feel like there's a little bit of a caution or like warning kind of aspect to this, okay? But let's go ahead and get into it. Taurus, at least this person is viewing you as the King of Wands. And one, I feel like, Taurus, you have done a lot for this person. Okay. One, I feel like this is indicating that this person is very attracted to you, but I also feel like not only are they attracted to you physically, I feel like they're also attracted to what you've done for them, because I feel like you've really shown up for this person 1000%. Okay. The King of Wands is somebody who shows up and, you know, has really proved themselves. Okay. And I do feel like that. I feel like you have been somebody that this person has always been able to consistently count on. You've showed up for this person every time. So yes, they are attracted to you on a physical level, but I feel like it's also they're attracted to how you show up for them. They're attracted to what you've done for them. They have the Star energy here for their current energies towards you. So I definitely feel like, one, somebody could be still hoping for a specific outcome between the two of you. There's something here that this person is wanting, is how it feels. Like there's something specific that this person is kind of wishing and hoping for. And they could be wanting to, I feel like they're viewing you kind of here as like their wish. Okay, we're going to put it like that. Somebody's wishing and hoping for something specific when it comes to you. I do feel like, Taurus, that this person isn't wanting to lose you because of the way that they are viewing you here, right? They're viewing you as that one person who has always been there for me, who has always showed up for me, and who has done all this for me. And I feel like they're really not wanting to lose that here. And that's kind of what I'm feeling that this person is like wishing and hoping for. So somebody could be trying to come in and trying to, I want to say heal things between the two of you, but I don't want to say it that way, because, Taurus, I got to be honest with you. I don't know how genuine that is. I don't know that they're actually wanting to heal things with you. Like, genuinely, I want to heal it. I feel like it's more of like wanting you back. They have the Hierophant here as their challenge, as the challenge for them when it comes to you. I'm getting a couple different things from this. One, the Hierophant does just talk about, you know, learning lessons. Sometimes when it comes up in the challenge or in like the reverse, it's somebody who's not able to get to the next step. They're not able to get to the next point in their life because they won't learn their lesson. And I am kind of feeling like that here. So it's almost like somebody's like at risk of losing you, right? Or maybe they recently have lost you. But instead of that being like, I learned my lesson and now I'm going to come in and actually heal things and actually change my behavior, it's like they still haven't really learned the lesson. I also feel like for some of you could be dealing with a very non-committal person, okay, with the Hierophant showing up as the challenge for them. And that could be part of it here too. Taurus, is maybe you're wanting something that is long-term, stable, committed, serious, something you can depend on too. Because like I said, I feel like you've shown up for this person 100%, but I don't feel like they've shown up for you that way. You've been committed to this person, but I don't feel like they've been fully committed to you. And I feel like that's still showing up as a challenge here. Now, we do have the Knight of Cups coming up as their feelings. Okay, so the Knight of Cups can be like represent a dream or a vision. So I do feel like there is some kind of view or picture that this person has when it comes to you guys kind of coming back together here. But the Knight of Cups is Pisces energy. It's ruled by Neptune. There is a little bit of like a fantasy or, you know, even like illusionary kind of quality to this, where I feel like somebody's not being fully realistic here. Or it's like they're trying to, sometimes it feels like trying to sell you a dream is kind of what it's coming through as. Now, their next action towards you is the Six of Wands, and I feel like this is a lot of attention. The Knight of Cups and the Six of Wands to me in this case is feeling very love bomby. I just got to be honest with you, where I feel like somebody is going to be, you know, putting, you know, saying all the sweet things, putting a lot of attention and energy at you. That's kind of what I'm feeling here. Even here at the bottom of the deck, we have the Seven of Cups, which can be a card of illusions and making things seem like something other than what they are. And I definitely feel that here. So we're going to start to clarify. Coming out underneath the King of Wands, we have the Four of Pentacles. So I also feel like as soon as you start to make some progress and letting go or moving on, Taurus, I feel like this person comes in and maybe even puts in some action, like I said, starts to say all the things and puts a lot of attention towards you. Because I almost feel like they're wanting to keep you holding on here. The other thing though, Taurus, is I feel like you are moving into a space, or you're already in a space where maybe you are trying to kind of like guard and protect your heart when it comes to this person. You could be, you know, being a little bit more guarded is how I want to say. Coming out under the Star, we have the Eight of Swords. Yeah, so I definitely feel like somebody is starting to feel very anxious about losing you here, especially because you are becoming a little bit more guarded or closed off. I do feel like they're starting to be very anxious about that. The other thing with the Eight of Swords, it's kind of like it's our self-imposed prison, right? Where I feel like this person has made their bed, but they don't want to lie in it. Coming out under the Hierophant, we have the Nine of Wands. You know, the Hierophant, like we talked about, it's not somebody who's not learning the lesson. And it definitely is feeling like a non-committal energy to me as well. But the Nine of Wands coming up, when it comes up, whatever card comes up in the challenge position, sometimes we can, you know, give it the reverse meaning. And, you know, Nine of Wands in the reverse can be energy of like giving up, can be, you know, letting go. And I feel like you are in that space where you are just, you know, giving up hope that somebody's going to learn the lesson, that somebody's actually going to change. Because I feel like you've been in a cycle with this person. And the things that they're coming in and saying, it's not the first time that you've heard it. I also feel like you could be very guarded when it comes to them. You're very distrusting when it comes to them. And that's showing up here as this challenge, is that now you are very, you know, distrusting, you're very guarded, you're very closed off. Coming out under the Knight of Cups, this is a huge confirmation for you. We have the Seven of Swords. So it's even though somebody's coming through and they're apologizing and they're saying all the sweet things, it's coming through as a deception. So they're not being honest. They know that, you know, even as the words are coming out of their mouth, they know that they're not true. I really don't like this type of energy here, Taurus. Coming out underneath the 6 of Wands, I see the 10 of Cups. Yeah, somebody trying to sell you a dream here. Be careful, Taurus, because it's definitely coming through as a deception here. For some of you, Taurus, you have a good support system. You have friends or family. You have people that care about you a great deal, because I think you have people that are telling you, you know, whether it's your family, whether it's your friends, like, stay away from this person. You have people that really don't want to see you involved in this and they want to be here to support and uplift you, okay? I do feel like, Taurus, you have something new trying to come in as well. It feels almost like, you know, once you're finally able to close this out and move away for good, Taurus, I definitely feel like there's something new coming in, and it feels a little bit like a gift from the universe, or like almost like your reward, you know. But that's what I have for you, Taurus. The signs I'm seeing for you, I see all the fire signs: Aries, Leo, Sag, Capricorn, Aquarius, Gemini, Taurus. I see Pisces. Those are the signs I'm seeing, but it could be any. It is a general reading. So even if I didn't mention a specific sign, the reading definitely still can resonate for you. But that's what I have for you, and I do hope it helps. Everything you need to know is in the description box below. And most importantly, if you want personal prayers for any reason, you just put the little prayer emoji in the comments down below, and I will go through and pray for you. But if this is where we part, thanks for being here, and I'll see you guys next time. All right, let's move on to my lovely Virgos. All right, you guys, I hope this finds you well. All right, Virgo, let's take a look at the person on your mind and their current energies towards you. We have the 9 of Wands, the Queen of Wands, the Page of Wands, the 9 of Cups, and the 7 of Swords. At the bottom of the deck, I see the Knight of Pentacles. So let's take a look here real quick, then we'll start to go over everything together. All right, Virgo. This person is viewing you as the 9 of Wands. To me, this feels like somebody is viewing you to be a little bit guarded and distrusting when it comes to them. You may have been through quite a bit with this person, Virgo, to where it just got you to the point where you don't feel like you can trust them, and what is that expression? Like, you feel a little like gun shy, you feel a little guarded, you kind of have your head on a swivel, definitely not trusting this person here. Now, their energy towards you showing up as the Queen of Wands. I do feel like this is somebody you feel a very strong chemistry and attraction to, desire to. They feel that towards you as well. And that could be why, or some of you could be dealing with a Taurus. That could be why, Virgo, why you maybe have put up with more than you normally would have, because you do feel such a strong chemistry or an attraction with this person. That being said, I still feel like you see it now. you know? We have the Page of Wands as the challenge for this person. So there could be something here with communication is kind of what it's feeling like to me. This person could be waiting on communication from you. Now, whether that is just waiting to see if you're going to reach out to them, or whether they've reached out to you or will be reaching out to you and they're waiting to see, like waiting on some kind of response to you. That's kind of how it's coming through here. Now, so for some of you, maybe you have heard from this person and you just like left them on red. For others of you, maybe they're just waiting to see, like, is Virgo going to reach out to me? Especially if maybe you have in the past. Or like I said, somebody could be getting ready to reach out to you, Virgo, and they're waiting for a response. Now, the Nine of Cups energy as their feelings, I feel like somebody's kind of wishing for a specific outcome here with you. That's what that's feeling like. So when somebody's communicating with you here, Virgo, it's definitely with an intent, right? They're definitely wishing for a specific outcome here. Whether that's wishing that you would reach out to them or wishing that you respond or hoping that you respond in a certain way. But their next actions and behaviors towards you, we have the Seven of Swords. So, you know, Virgo, you didn't get to this distrusting place with this person, this guarded space for this person with no reason, for no reason. So this makes me feel, Virgo, that whatever, I don't feel like something has changed. That's how I want to say it. I feel like somebody's in the same energy as they always were. So whatever this person, especially if they're reaching out to you, it doesn't feel like it's genuine here, because I feel like somebody's still in an energy of either withholding truth and information or just still being deceitful. Like they're still in the same energy that caused you to distrust them in the first place. But let's start to clarify here. We have the Ten of Pentacles coming out under the Nine of Wands. You know, I feel like part of the reason why you are very guarded and distrusting of this person now, Virgo, is because I feel like, one, you see that the Ten of Pentacles can be a card of values. You could see that you and this person have very different values. Maybe like different morals, different values. The things that are important to you, you may feel like aren't the same for this person. It could also be like visions of the type of connection and future that you want. You may feel like it's not the same with this person, right? So it's like maybe you're wanting a certain type of a relationship, something solid, stable, committed. Maybe you're wanting family, somebody you can build with. And you may feel like somebody's actions have shown you that that's not where their priority is. Coming out underneath the Queen of Wands, we have the Six of Cups. So I do feel like this is somebody that you have a history with. Okay. And like I said, that there's an intensity here, and I feel like this person's always kind of drawn back towards that. You may have been in the past as well, very drawn back by the chemistry or the intensity. I do feel like this is somebody, like I said, that you have a history with. Okay. And that could be part of it too. It's like not wanting to, and you're having a hard time letting that go. Coming out under the Page of Wands, we have the Justice card. So somebody is wanting to, this could be an apology that somebody's, you know, expressing to you, but be careful because it's still in that Seven of Swords energy. So I'm not sure how genuine that apology is, but you could be getting an apology from this person, or somebody's hoping that you're going to reach out to them wanting to make something right here. For some of you, you could have also received some kind of truth, and that could be showing up as a challenge. You may have received some kind of truth about this person that led to some kind of separation, or maybe, especially if you're still dealing with this person, you know, you could have received some kind of truth or confirmation about somebody's deception here. For some of you, that could still be coming up. We have underneath the Nine of Cups, we have the Devil. I'm not sure how I feel about that, because to me it's like, you know, somebody is wishing and hoping for a specific outcome here with you. But that Devil is like, I feel like somebody's just wanting to keep you attached or wanting to keep you connected and hooked. You know, in the Nine of Cups too, you know, one of its shadow aspects is, to me, it can be a little bit greedy. It's somebody who's very self-focused on what makes them feel good, what they want. And that Devil energy is showing up here too. It does feel very, you know, selfish to me. So I would be careful with this here. This could also be somebody who has like unhealthy coping mechanisms or who overindulges in things, whether that's drinking, partying, sex, porn, something like that here for some of you as well. And that could, that could be stuff that has negatively impacted this connection. That could be part of what somebody's not being honest with you about, is maybe they've expressed that, they've made certain changes that they haven't. You could be finding out some more truths about that as well. Coming out, yeah, see, this is such a confirmation, because to me, the opposite of the devil is the Temperance. The devil is a card of excess, right? It's where, everybody's heard that expression, right? Well, maybe not everybody, but too much of a good thing can be a bad thing too, right? That's what the devil is. It's where we take something that's not necessarily a bad thing, but when we do it in excess, it is, right? Having a drink isn't a bad thing. Having 10 drinks every day, maybe. Having a donut isn't a bad thing. Having 10 donuts every day, maybe. It's when we do something to an excess to where it has a negative impact on us. And the Temperance, the opposite of that. The Temperance is a card of balance and moderation. So the devil, or the Seven of Swords, is coming up here as their next action. There's some kind of secret or truth they're withholding, or deception. And it's being clarified by the Temperance. So they could be telling you that they have something together, that they're, I'm not drinking anymore, when maybe they still are. That's just an example. It doesn't have to be that specific thing, but that's kind of what's coming up here. Okay. And it's showing up as a deception. So somebody could be reaching out to you, wanting to make something right. And they could be telling you that something has changed, but it hasn't. I feel like you're going to get confirmation very quickly though. But that is what I have for you. I do hope that this helps. The signs that I'm seeing for you, Virgo, I see Sagittarius, I see Virgo, I see Aries and Leo, Scorpio, Libra, Pisces, Capricorn, Aquarius, and Sagittarius. Those are the signs I'm seeing, but it could be any. It is a general reading, so even if I did not mention a specific sign, the reading definitely can still resonate for you. But that's what I have for you. I hope it helps, and if you want personal prayers for any reason, just put the little prayer emoji in the comments down below, and I will go through and pray for you. But if this is where we part, I will see you guys next time. Hello Cancers, how are you? I hope this finds you well. So we are going to be doing your person on your mind reading. We're taking a look at whoever you're thinking about, and we're looking at their current energies and feelings towards you. So what do we have going on for Cancers? What is their energy towards Cancer, please? Cancer. We have the Four of Pentacles. We have the Four of Swords. We have the Nine of Wands. We have the Nine of Cups. And we have the Ace of Swords. I see the Ten of Cups here at the bottom of the deck. Cancer, for some of you, there could be family involved in this situation somehow, whether that is maybe their friends and family have a lot to say about them and their actions in this connection, or maybe your friends and family have a lot to say about this connection. It doesn't have to resonate that way, but for some of you, I do feel that is a factor here, okay? But let's start to get into it. I want to say here before we start to go over each card that the first thing I'm noticing is that you guys have you have two fours here, and then you have two nines here. And that's quite an anomaly here. Each one in itself is, especially with such a small amount of cards drawn, okay? What this is telling me, as the nines can really represent things like security and stability, or the fours represent security and stability, and to me the nines can really represent something that is near completion. What I'm feeling from this is I feel like something has been very unstable, and maybe it's been in that space for quite some time, okay? So this could be something that has like needed to get wrapped up, but it's gotten very drawn out, or something's just been in this really unstable space for way too long, okay? You know, and maybe this is their energy, so they could be in that space. They could be the ones that have been in a very unstable space and have been, you know, maybe being indecisive or have been dragging something out for a long time. So we'll see, but that's the first thing that's kind of coming up here. Now, the way that this person is viewing you, I see the Four of Pentacles, and I can really read this two ways, but we are going to clarify this in a moment. But one, this person could be viewing you as then there has been a part of you that has held on, you know, to them, to hope, to wanting something with this person to work out. Not saying that that's, you know, the only aspect to your energy towards them, but that's how they're viewing you, right? They're viewing you that they do feel, whether it's true or not, this is their perspective and their assumptions and things, that there's a part of you that has, you know, is holding on. Now, the Four of Pentacles can also be an energy of trying to protect your heart. It feels like very guarded, very cautious, maybe closed off. So even though there is a part of you that could still be, you know, holding on, this person also is viewing you as being kind of cautious and guarded when it comes to them as well. Now we have the Four of Swords as their energy towards you. I feel like right now there is silence or separation here between the two of you. And for some of you, I feel like that could be a cycle. Maybe, you know, maybe they come in and then they go out. But I definitely feel like right now there could be a period of silence or no communication between the two of you. And so some of this, you know, the way that this person is viewing you, Cancer, definitely could be an assumption, right? Especially if you're not in contact, they don't really know where you're at with things. But it looks to me that they're at least assuming here that a part of you is still holding on. And maybe that's because they just know how much you love them, or maybe because you have in the past. But they also are assuming that you are going to be very guarded and cautious and closed off, maybe even when it comes to them too. So I feel like somebody has done something to kind of, for them to view you that way, they feel like you have a reason to be in that energy. Now, the challenge for them when it comes to you, we have the Nine of Wands. I'm feeling like this is a couple different things. One, you know, they view you as being very guarded and distrusting of them. And that can make it hard. It's like they feel like they don't know how to reach you, or they don't know how to, you know, get you to trust them. They don't know how to get your trust back. They could also, for some of you, this could be a part of them that despite whatever the obstacle is here that kind of keeps something drawn out or keeps them in this unstable energy, you know, there's a part of them that doesn't want to let go either. And that's showing up as a challenge too. So even if they know that they should, right? If somebody has been suspended in this unstable space, or they've been in the same space for a long time and they're not necessarily doing anything to change it or work on it, this could look like, you know, maybe they know that it's best if they stay away, but they don't want to let go. They have the Nine of Cups here as their feelings. So I'm getting a couple different things from this as well. We're going to clarify these more in a moment too, so we will get more information and confirmation. But the Nine of Cups, one could be saying that this person is still wishing and hoping for a specific outcome between the two of you. But I also do feel like sometimes the Nine of Cups in a shadow aspect can be kind of selfish. It's somebody who is really more focused on themselves and how they feel and what they want. And you can kind of see that here right next to that Nine of Wands, where somebody may know that it's kind of kinder of them and it would be best for you, for them to leave you alone because they are in an unstable space, or whatever the issue is still an issue. But I still see them kind of trying to come back in anyways. And that could be part of this Nine of Cups energy. Now, their next action towards you, I see the Ace of Swords, so there could be some kind of truth or clarity that this person is bringing to you. Maybe this is communication. Maybe it's just some kind of truth or clarity that you are receiving. So we will have to see. It is coming up in their next action, so I feel like you're receiving it from them. Let's go ahead and start to clarify and see what else we can get here. We have the Seven of Wands coming out underneath the Four of Pentacles. Yeah, so I think you're a lot more protective of your heart now than this person even knows. Seven of Wands, you may have blocked this person, whether that is physically, maybe you blocked their phone number, maybe you blocked them on social media, or it can be an energy of just really like standing on business. You're like, I'm not tolerating this anymore. I am not doing this again. So you could have just put up, more of a metaphorical block, but it's a strong sense of conviction that I'm no longer doing something anymore. I'm no longer tolerating something anymore. Coming out underneath the Four of Swords, we have the Emperor. It's so interesting to me here because I almost feel like I can read this one of two ways here, Cancer, and for some of you, somebody may have went silent on you as a form of control. And what I mean by that is something could have been moving in a direction that they didn't want it to. So it's almost like they use kind of silence as a way to like create some space or distance. And this is just an example. It doesn't have to be this. But let's say that you guys were moving towards something more committed and this person is not ready to take something to the next level. So it's like I feel like a very runner energy is what I'm trying to get at here. Somebody could have ran in order to kind of create distance and to move away from whatever you guys were heading. That doesn't have to be the case for all of you, but I do feel like it's the case for some of you. Now, for others of you, the way that I could see this resonating here is that somebody may, because there is this silence here between the two of you right now, somebody may know that they can't leave it in this space for too long. I actually want to clarify that again and just see if maybe we can get a little bit more. We're going to grab a different deck to do so. We have the Three of Swords. Yeah, somebody knows that they, whatever they've done here, Cancer, somebody knows that they have really hurt you in the past. Now, somebody could be wanting to come in and try to do some damage control. If they ghosted or they went silent abruptly, whatever it is that they did here that really hurt you here, that led to this silence, I feel like somebody knows what they did. Okay, so I definitely feel like somebody could be wanting to communicate. Somebody could be wanting to kind of do some kind of damage control here. Coming out underneath the Nine of Wands, we have the Eight of Pentacles. And this is showing up as the challenge for them. One, I don't feel like somebody's really willing to put the work in. I feel like there is something that this person would really need to change, whether it's something they need to cut out of their life, something that they need to work on within themselves, like maybe they're an avoidant, maybe they have abandonment issues, maybe they're insecure. Like I feel like there's something, about themselves that they need to actually put the work in on. I also feel like there could be things that they need to do. Like there could be, habits or behaviors or mindsets that they need to cut out. Maybe there's other connections that they need to cut out. But I don't feel like somebody's willing to actually do the work. And that's what's showing up as the challenge for them. I also feel like the way that I could see this resonating is maybe you're no longer willing to work on this with them. You're no longer willing to put any effort in towards this with them. For some of you, I think it's both. I think you're not willing to because you see that they're not actually willing to do any work. Coming up underneath the Nine of Cups, we have the Knight of Pentacles. I do feel like somebody here, Cancer, is still wishing and hoping at some point things will be different between the two of you, that they can bring something back together. They just feel like they need to give it time. With that Knight of Pentacles energy, or the Knight of Pentacles can be an energy of trying to figure out what the next best step is. So somebody could be trying to figure out how to approach you or how to do that here. The thing is I feel like the outcome that they want is just to have you back in their life, but when it comes to actually time for them to have to step up and make some kind of change or put some kind of effort in, I don't know that they're willing to do that here. So it looks like that's why you have a cycle, is because they come back in and things are okay, and then when it comes time for them to, you know, commit or to do the work, that's when they run off again. Coming out under the Ace of Swords, we have the Knight of Swords. So there is some kind of, it feels like, unexpected information coming into you. I feel like somebody could be telling you some kind of truth or could be communicating to you very unexpectedly here. This could feel like it came totally out. This could feel like it's coming totally out of nowhere. Like you are not expecting to hear from a person when you do. And I do feel like that's coming up here, Cancer. So you could definitely be getting some kind of unexpected communication from this person. And that's so strange here, because right next to the Nine of that's why you can see how impulsive it is. I feel like this could be a very impulsive person, because you can almost see where they have like the intention, or they feel like they need to like take their time and figure out what the next step is, figure out the right way to approach you, but they don't. You know, the Knight of Swords is like impulsive and reactive. So it's almost like, you know, instead of doing what even they feel like they know they should do, I feel like they react to something, or they just impulsively give in and communicate. So I would be very cautious with this. I definitely feel like I would handle this very carefully, because whatever the challenge has been between the two of you is still a challenge. It doesn't look like somebody's actually willing to put the work in and change. And I hate to say that to you, Cancer. This is definitely not how I wanted your reading to go, but I got to be really honest with you about what I'm seeing here, okay? But that is what I have for you. I do hope that it helps. And the signs I'm seeing for you, I see Pisces, Capricorn, Leo, Libra, Aries, Sagittarius, Virgo. I see Pisces, Taurus, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Those are the signs I'm seeing, but it could be any. It is a general reading. So even if I did not mention a specific sign, the reading definitely can still resonate for you. But that's what I have for you. I do hope that this helps, and everything that you need to know is in the description box below for you. And if you want personal prayers for any reason, just put the little prayer emoji in the comments down below, and I will go through and pray for you. But if this is where we part, thank you so much for being here with me, and I will see you guys next time. Hello Pisces, how are you? I hope this finds you well. We're going to go ahead and get into your person on your mind reading. We're looking at their current energies and their feelings towards you. All right, Pisces. What is their energy towards Pisces? What is their energy towards Pisces, please? All right, we have the Two of Wands. We have the Fool. We have the King of Wands. The Four of Pentacles. And we have the Knight of Wands. I see the Emperor here at the bottom of the deck. So let's look over this, and we'll start to go over it together, Pisces. right, Pisces. This person is viewing you as the Two of Wands. Pisces, kind of what this is feeling like to me is somebody could be viewing you as maybe trying to move away from this connection. Maybe you're trying to move on. Some of you, maybe you have one foot out the door. Just depends on what the context of your situation is. If you're still involved with this person, they could be viewing you as having one foot out the door. If you're already in separation from this person, this person is viewing you as kind of trying to turn your back to the situation and trying to move forward, trying to move on from it. I do see the Fool card here. And that is showing up as their energy towards you. And it's almost like they're looking over here. She's looking over at the Two of Wands here. So I feel like this person is wanting some kind of new beginning with you. But they are looking over and seeing that, you know, maybe you kind of have your back turned towards them, or you are trying to move in a different direction. That Emperor energy can really talk about wanting to kind of get a situation under control. So if somebody feels like you are slipping away or feels like you're moving on, it's like they're wanting to kind of get you back in, is kind of what it's feeling like to me, Pisces. I see the King of Wands as the challenge for this person. So one, somebody could need to take some kind of action to kind of prove themselves, whether they don't know what to do here, whether that is why it's showing up as a challenge, or whether it could be that somebody did something. And that's kind of how it's coming through. Maybe it's both. Somebody could have taken a certain action in the past that caused you to be like, you know what, no. Whether that's what caused you to be wanting to move away from this connection or caused a separation. I definitely feel like it was maybe either a choice or an action that this person took. Okay. And for some of you, that could be why now they don't know how to kind of come back from there. They don't know how to prove themselves from that space. I see the Four of Pentacles as their feelings. I do feel like somebody's like kind of desperately afraid to lose you. They feel like you are slipping away or that you are moving on. Four of Pentacles to me here too. She's like clinging to this, right? Somebody's like wanting to cling on. They're not wanting to let you go here or watch you move on. Their next action is the Knight of Wands. Somebody could be moving towards you. The Knight of Wands is a card of desire, so it's like rushing off towards what you want here. So you may end up hearing from somebody. The Knight of Wands isn't the most stable or consistent energy, but we're going to start to clarify it. We're going to start to clarify all of these. Tell me about the Two of Wands. We have the Three of Pentacles. For some of you, this person, this doesn't have to be the case for all of you, but for some of you, there could be somebody who has, how do I want to say that? There's somebody else involved in this in some way. Now, whether there was a third party situation, maybe that's the action that this person took. Somebody could have, maybe chosen somebody else or acted, stepped outside of the connection in the past. That doesn't have to be true for this to resonate, but I do feel like that's the case for some of you. For others of you, I feel like there's something that this person is seeing. The Three of Pentacles sometimes can talk about something that's being put on display, like their work is on display for everyone to see here, right? I do feel like this person could be seeing something about you. Maybe they're seeing, a picture of you and you're seeming to do okay without them, or you're better without them, or you're moving on. So for some of you, that could be how this is coming through. It could also just be saying that somebody is wanting to find a way to work through something with you here. Coming out underneath the Fool card, we have the Ace of Cups. So yes, somebody is wanting to take a leap of faith towards you. They're wanting some kind of brand new beginning here with you in love. They could be taking a chance and expressing their feelings towards you. Coming out under the King of Wands, we have the Nine of Cups. So somebody could have been very selfish in the past, very self-focused. The actions that they took could have been very selfish. Now, Pisces, I feel like somebody's wanting to do what they can to prove it. They don't know what it's going to take. The Nine of Cups could be them wishing and hoping for a specific outcome here with you. I definitely feel it's saying that they're, the Nine of Cups, whatever card is in the challenge position, it can give it the reverse meaning. The Nine of Cups in the reverse talks about feeling really it can talk about either feeling very unhappy and discontent with the current situation. So I do feel like somebody's very unhappy with the way that things are right now. I also feel, though, the Nine of Cups, when it comes up as a challenger in the reverse, can talk about something feeling hopeless or wishful thinking. And so this person could feel like, oh, I do want this new beginning. I want to take a chance towards Pisces. I want another opportunity in love with Pisces, but I don't feel like that's realistic at this time because of whatever actions I took in the past. Underneath the Four of Pentacles, we see the Three of Wands. So somebody is trying to be hopeful. I feel like they're really struggling, especially with that coming out next to the Nine of Cups. It's like somebody is wishing for a specific outcome, and they're trying really hard to be hopeful that at some point in the future it will come back together, but there's a big part of them that doesn't really believe it. Coming out under the Knight of Wands, we have the Queen of Pentacles. This person may be somebody who doesn't really have their stuff together in general for some of you Pisces, because, you know, the Knight of Wands and the Queen of Pentacles, you know, the Queen of Pentacles can be a card of like being really responsible and taking care of our priorities and our responsibilities. This person with it coming out with the Knight of Wands, it's like maybe somebody's very inconsistent with that. Maybe they're not the most reliable. Maybe they don't really have their stuff together in general. But I do feel like somebody moving towards you anyways. So only you guys get to decide what's best for you, Pisces, and whether you want to open up to something again or not, but that is what I'm seeing here. The signs I'm seeing for you, I see Aries, Capricorn, I see Aquarius, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, Aries, Leo, Sag. Those are the signs I'm seeing, but it could be any. It is a general reading. So even if I did not mention a specific sign, the reading definitely can resonate for you. But that's what I have for you, and I hope it helps. And if you want personal prayers for any reason, just put the little prayer emoji in the comments down below, and I will go through and pray for you. But if this is where we part, thank you for being here, and I will see you next time. All right, Scorpios, how are you? I hope this finds you well. We're going to go ahead and get into your person on your mind reading. We're taking a look at their current energies and feelings towards you. Person in Scorpio's mind, what is their energy towards Scorpio, please? What is their energy towards Scorpio? All right, we have the Ten of Wands, the Six of Swords, the Six of Cups, the Six of Pentacles, wow, and the Four of Pentacles. I see the Tower here at the bottom of the deck. Scorpio, you have 3 of the 4 sixes here, and this is not even a very big spread. It's not a very big pull here. So that's definitely a message. The sixes represent a journey. They can also represent a transition. And I feel like that here. I feel like something is significantly changing in this connection, or has recently changed in this connection. And I do feel like this is a journey as well, especially with the Six of Cups here. This is somebody I think that you've been through a lot with. Maybe this is somebody who's been a part of your life for a long time. Definitely could be somebody that there's been some kind of cycle with, potentially. You know, at the bottom of the deck here, I see this Tower. Even if the Tower has already taken place between the two of you, it's almost like I feel like it's just now hitting them, or it's it's like finally, like reality's finally setting in. Okay. The way that this person is viewing you, we have the Ten of Wands. I'm actually getting a couple different messages from this, Scorpio. For some of you, I feel like somebody is viewing that, you know, this has not been easy on you. I think things just got to a point, Scorpio, where you just couldn't bear it anymore. You just couldn't do it anymore. There is definitely, you know, it feels very like burdensome. Like this person is acknowledging, they're viewing you as like carrying a heavy burden due to this connection, or just being very difficult for you. But I also, the way that I feel this coming through, Scorpio, is I feel like this person could be viewing the connection as like things just got to be very challenging. I think somebody's also just having a very hard time when it comes to you as well. Their current energies, we have the Six of Swords. I feel like somebody's trying to tell themselves that they need to move on from this. They need to let go. But especially with it coming out next to the Ten of Wands, I feel like they're having a hard time with that. And I feel like that's what this Tower is like maybe somebody's been holding on, or especially for those of you where you've been a part of each other's life for a long time, or you've been in a cycle. I think somebody didn't really want to believe that, you know, this time was the last time, like something was final here. But there's something that has really shifted for this person. Like I said, with this, all these sixes, I feel like there's some kind of transition. Something has changed here. And I feel like it's just finally hitting them, the reality of the situation. So I feel like somebody knows that it's like they know I need to try to let go of this. I need to try to move on, but they're struggling. The challenge for them is the Six of Cups. I'm getting a couple different things here. One, it could just indicate that they still could view you as a soulmate, or it's just the history. It's just everything that you guys have been through. They could view you, like I said, they could view you as their soulmate, and you just have been a part of each other's lives for a long time, or you've been through so much that's hard for this person to just move on from. I think it was probably hard for you to move on from as well, Scorpio. That is your energy as well. So just saying that they're struggling to move on from you specifically. But I also feel whatever card is in the challenge position, sometimes it can give it the reverse meaning. And the Six of Cups in the reverse can indicate a couple things. One, it's like seeing the past in a negative light. And they could feel that way they could feel that you feel that way, Scorpio. That's part of the challenge, is that when you think back over your connection, there's been a lot of hurt. There's been a lot of damage that maybe they feel like you view it in a negative light. That doesn't mean that they don't feel like you view it, there's any positive things. But as an overall, they could feel like it hasn't been the best experience for you. The other way that I can see that resonating is maybe you've decided that you're no longer going back to the past, right? And that's a challenge here. I feel like somebody too, there's a lot of like would have, could have, should have with this energy. Like I feel like somebody would give almost anything, Scorpio, to go back and do things different. You know, go back to the past and just, you know, do everything differently. Because they feel like all of the mistakes are just finally catching up. We have the Six of Pentacles for their feelings here. I feel like this is kind of with that would have, could have energy. Like somebody wishes that they could have done more. They would have done more. They could have felt like this connection was very unequal give and take. It's almost like something has, I know it's such a cliched expression, right? The tables have turned. But I kind of feel like that here. Where, you know, maybe in the past, Scorpio, you gave and gave and gave and gave. And it was very like unreciprocated, or it wasn't equal give and take. And I think you just got to a point where you were finally done, where you just couldn't anymore. And now that you're in that space, somebody, now they're ready to, you know, give. So that's kind of what I feel here is, it's like somebody's finally ready to give what they should have given in the past. But I feel like it just feels like too little too late at this point. The other thing is, in the traditional Rider-Waite deck, Scorpio, they're giving to one person and not the other. This person could be feeling left out or feeling like an outsider in your life, or they feel like you're giving your energy to something or someone else, right? Your energy and your attention and your time and your, you know, affection is being focused somewhere else, whether it's a new person or whether you're just very like on your grind, getting your bag, focused on yourself, whatever it is here, Scorpio. We have the Four of Pentacles as their next actions towards you. So this really feels like somebody really just wanting to like hold on. Somebody's not ready to let go. Coming out under the Ten of Wands, we have the Two of Pentacles. Yeah, for some of you, you could have been trying to make something work or keep something together. And for some of you, you could feel like this connection had a really negative impact on your life. And so what I mean is like maybe you weren't able to focus on your business and your growth and your career the way that you wanted to because you were constantly dealing with some kind of stress with this connection. It could resonate that way. For others of you, it could say that there's a new connection in your life, you know, so that could, maybe that's trying to maintain more than one thing in that sense. For others of you, it could just be indicating that this person knows that this was not an easy decision for you to make, okay, with that Two of Pentacles energy. Coming out under the Six of Swords, which is their energy, we have the Emperor. Somebody just doesn't feel like they have any control in the situation, I guess is how I want to say that. Like they feel like it's very out of their hands. So with the Six of Swords, it does feel a little bit defeated. It feels like I know that there's nothing that I can do at this point to change Scorpio's mind, or to go back and rewrite the past. So it's like they know that they need to move forward even if they don't want to. They just don't know what else they can do here. We have the under the Six of Cups, we have the Knight of Pentacles. One, this person could just feel like they took too long to figure things out. They took too long to learn their lesson. They took too long to start putting energy in. It could also say that from here, they just don't know what to do moving forward. They don't know what the next step is. They don't know what action to take. They kind of feel like, you know, at a standstill here, out of control in this situation. Coming out underneath the Six of Pentacles, we have the Five of Cups. So somebody has a lot of regrets. That's, you know, they have regrets that things were unequal give and take in the past. They have regrets that, you know, when you were there and willing to work on things and you were pouring all this energy in, that they didn't reciprocate it. Like I said, I feel like somebody would give almost anything to go back and do things differently here. The regrets are definitely hitting heavy for this person here. And for those of you where there is somebody new in your life, or, you know, that you are focused, like you're no longer focused on them, and it's hard. I feel like this person is grieving here. Coming out under the Four of Pentacles, we have the Seven of Wands. So somebody's still holding on, but I do feel like you could have this person blocked. Scorpio, and what I mean by that is some of you, maybe it is a physical block. Maybe you blocked them on social media. Maybe you have blocked their phone number. But maybe it's more just energetic too for some of you. If it's not a physical block, you know, maybe you're just not backing down. Maybe you're just standing on business. You're like, I'm not changing my mind. I'm not going back to the past. The Seven of Wands is, you know, having a very strong sense of conviction here. But that's what I have for you, Scorpio. I do hope that this helps. The signs I'm seeing for you, I see Scorpio, Aries, Sagittarius, Capricorn, Aquarius. I see Taurus and Leo. Those are the signs I'm seeing, but it could be any. It is a general reading. So even if I did not mention a specific sign, the reading definitely can resonate for you. But that's what I have for you. I hope it helps, and I will see you guys in your next reading. Hello, Gemini. How are you? I hope this finds you well. So we are going to be doing your person on your mind reading. Whoever you're thinking about, that is who this reading is intended to be about. We're looking at their current energies and feelings towards you. What is their energy towards Gemini, please? What is their energy towards Gemini? We have the Nine of Swords. We have the Ace of Wands. We have the Strength card. We have the Three of Pentacles. And we have the Wheel of Fortune. At the bottom of the deck, I see the Nine of Wands. You got two nines showing up here. You know what that does kind of speak to me? I feel like there's something that either has been the same way for a long time or something that kind of has gotten drug out a lot for a long time. It's like there's some kind of change needed is kind of how I want to say that. You may be a little bit guarded or distrusting when it comes to this person here because I feel like they've really let you down in the past. I see the Five of Cups right underneath that. I do. I feel like in the past this person has really disappointed you, really let you down. I think there's been a lot of sadness and hurt attached to this connection. So I do feel like you're a little bit naturally kind of distrusting or a little naturally guarded when it comes to them now. So I feel like you just don't want to keep going through what you've been through with this person. Now, the way that they view you is the Nine of Swords. So this person knows that they have really upset you. They know that they have really hurt you, that they know that this has been very difficult for you. They're viewing you that way, right? Now their energy towards you is the Ace of Wands. I do feel like somebody, wants to pursue you or wants to take some kind of action towards you. Somebody is wanting to kind of spark something back up here between the two of you. I feel like they know that that's something that's going to be a little easier said than done because of the way that they're viewing you, right? They're viewing you as, having been very hurt and been very upset with the way that things have been between the two of you. The challenge for this person is the Strength card. I'm getting a couple different things from this, Gemini. For some of you, it could indicate that maybe you are resisting, you are holding back, and that is a challenge for them. They feel like they are not, as easy. It's not as easy for them to reach you as maybe it has been in the past, or it's not as easy for them to, reel you back in or soften you up as it has been in the past. The other way that I could see this is I feel like it's a challenge for this person to resist. So somebody could have been trying to, move on from a situation or trying to hold themselves back from reaching out to you. But with it showing up as a challenge, I feel like they're giving into that resistance here. Like they're finding it very difficult to refrain, even if they know that they probably should. They have the Three of Pentacles as the challenge. As their feelings here. I actually think this is more positive as feelings than a challenge. The Three of Pentacles as their feelings. I feel like somebody wants to kind of, see if there is still potential here, but they could be wanting to kind of work through something or find some kind of like common ground or solution. Because the Three of Pentacles can be a card of working together, working through something, finding a solution. It can be, for some of you, this is just something that just came to me. Three of Pentacles can be a card of like building the foundation, right? So somebody could be coming in and like wanting to be friends or starting to come in that way. So just be cautious with that because I do feel like somebody could just be using that as like a way back, like a foot in the door, so to speak. But with the Three of Pentacles as their feelings, it's like somebody is like wanting to try to like get on the same page or work through something with you. I think that's been kind of the problem up to this point, to be honest with you, Geminis. I feel like maybe you haven't been on the same page or you guys haven't really been working towards the same kind of connection, where I feel like you've made it very clear to this person the kind of connection that you're looking for. But I feel like maybe this person wasn't looking for the same kind of connection, even if they weren't upfront with that in the first place. Now, their next actions towards you, I do see the Wheel of Fortune. So I definitely do see somebody, you know, trying to shift the current dynamic between the two of you, especially if you guys are in separation, or if they can just see that you're really resisting or pulling back, or you don't trust them anymore. Maybe you're just no longer giving to the connection in the way that you once were. So I do feel like somebody's wanting to change that. But this could definitely be, especially if you're in no contact with a person, this could definitely be somebody trying to move back towards you as well. So let's go ahead and start to clarify and see what else we can get here for you. Coming out under the 9 of Swords, we have the 2 of Wands. Yeah, you know, I think that you were in a space, some of you were in a space for a long time with this person where you just didn't really know where you stood with them. Like, is this going to go anywhere? What am I to you? Like, what is this to you? I definitely feel like things could have been in the same space for quite some time. Something just wasn't moving forward. It wasn't progressing. And you were constantly left feeling kind of insecure and kind of wondering where you stood. Maybe not feeling like a priority. And like I said, I definitely feel like it was very out of alignment with the kind of connection that you were wanting to be in. So with this 2 of Wands energy, you can be trying to leave this behind and move into a different direction, because I do feel that here. You know, I feel like some of you are, you know the kind of connection that you want, you know the way that you want to feel. You're looking for something stable. I definitely feel like some of you are, you know, trying to move away from something here. Coming out underneath the Ace of Wands, we have the Page of Wands. So you may end up receiving some kind of communication from this person. The pages are the messengers of the tarot. Somebody definitely wanting to kind of start things back up here between the two of you. Coming out underneath the Strength card, we have the 9 of Pentacles. And this is a challenge here. And I feel like this is a challenge because, one, I feel like somebody is having a hard time with the idea of like leaving their single energy behind. Whether it's that they've been single and on their own for a while, whether it's there's a fear of getting hurt, or if they're just they're just non-committal, the fear of commitment. There's something here where I feel like that is, one, maybe why you have been trying to, you know, hold back, is because you see this person in this energy and it's just not in alignment with what you want. But I also feel like it's like somebody could feel, Gemini, that they should stay away because they know the energy that they're in, right? But I feel like they're not going to. I feel like they're having a hard time with that. I do feel like somebody's very attracted to you. I feel like they feel a strong chemistry and desire for you. I mean, that's kind of what pulls them back in here. And they come back, and it does feel a little selfish to me. It's like they know that they're not willing to give what you are looking for, but they're still going to come back anyways, even though they know that it's been very hard on you. Coming out under the 3 of Pentacles, we have the 10 of Wands. So it's the same thing. You know, I definitely do feel here that somebody could be trying to like come back in as friends, or trying to kind of, you know, work through something. But it's very difficult because nothing has changed, right? And I think that's why it's showing up as something that's so difficult to do, because it's hard to get on the same page when you're just not. It's hard to, you know, be working towards the same thing when you guys want different things. And I feel like this person knows that that hasn't changed. That's just not stopping them from coming back and trying anyways. Coming out under the Wheel of Fortune, we have the Temperance. So, like I said, I do feel like somebody could be trying to come in and like under the pretenses of like, oh, I want to make up or make peace, or I hate the way that things have left off, or, you know, coming back and like trying to be friends. But I definitely want to express to you that I feel like I said, they feel like it's like a foot back in the door, but nothing has changed here. And I think that's something that, you know, Spirit just wanted you to know before you do end up hearing from this person. So the signs that I'm seeing for you, I see Sagittarius, I see Gemini, Aries, Leo. I see Virgo, Capricorn. I see all the fixed signs, Taurus, Scorpio, Leo, and Aquarius. But that's what I have for you. I do hope that it helps. Even if I didn't mention a specific sign, the reading definitely can still resonate for you. But I will see you guys in your next reading. If you want personal prayers for any reason, just put the little prayer emoji in the comments down below. and I will go through and pray for you. But if this is where we part, I'll see you guys next time. All right, Libras, let's take a look and see what is going on for you. We are looking at the person on your mind, their current energies and feelings towards you. We have the Seven of Cups. We have the Page of Cups. We have the Seven of Wands. We have the Knight of Cups. And we have the Two of Cups. At the bottom of the deck, I see the Sun card. Underneath that, I do see the Seven of Pentacles. Some of these readings today, Libra, I gotta be honest, some of them have been a little bit heavy. I don't want to say negative. I just want to say, you know, real life. Okay, some of them have been very real today. Not that they're not all, but maybe showing the more, well, anyways, I feel like this is one of those that actually feels like there's been some kind of positive shift here. Now, we'll see more as we go along, but let's go ahead and get into it. I see the Seven of Pentacles and the Sun card at the bottom of the deck. You know, I do feel like somebody has been really, like, analyzing, really contemplating things with this connection. And I do feel like there has been something positive that has come from that. Because the Seven of Pentacles can definitely be a card of really analyze something and trying to decide, you know, how to approach something, what to invest in. Is this something that I should invest in? How can we make it work? It's just it's a very analytical energy here. And I do feel like that. And what's come from it feels like the Sun card, clarity. So, you know, somebody spent the time, they invested the time to really analyze things and think things over. And, you know, what came from that is some clarity. I do think that that's very positive. Because I feel like that clarity is what's creating the positive shift that I'm seeing here for this person. Now, the way that this person is viewing you, we have the Seven of Cups. I feel like that's because their energy is showing up as the Page of Cups. I do feel like you're going to hear from somebody. There could be some kind of an emotional confession or an apology coming in. And I feel like you're in the Seven of Cups energy, or this person is perceiving you to be in the Seven of Cups energy, because you may be questioning it. You may not be sure, is this something that is genuine? You know, where is this coming from? It could feel a little bit emotionally confusing and a little bit emotionally overwhelming, maybe. It could just be having you kind of question things, especially if it is quite a shift or difference from, you know, where you guys were at or where this person was at before. But like I said, I feel like that is genuinely coming from this space of clarity that this person has stepped into. Now, with this Page of Cups energy, I feel like somebody is communicating to you, and it does feel like some kind of, like I said, an apology or an emotional confession. The other thing that I'm noticing here before we go any further is you have two sevens here. And sevens can represent, sometimes they can represent a bit of a spiritual lesson. It could say that there has been some kind of spiritual lesson learned, or there needs to be one. Sometimes it can say that there has been a lot of internal energy. So a lot of things going on under the surface that maybe you're not seeing outwardly, right? So this person could have been really thinking and feeling a lot. So even if they weren't doing anything, it doesn't mean that there wasn't anything going on. The sevens can also represent willpower and determination. And I feel a certain level of that coming from this person as well. So the challenge for this person is the Seven of Wands. I feel, Libra, because of maybe things that have happened in the past, I do feel that, or maybe even if this person was kind of wishy-washy in the past, or, you know, inconsistent in the past, or didn't know what they wanted in the past. The Seven of Wands can be a card that can talk about having a strong sense of conviction. So that could have been a challenge for this person in the past, and that could be why now when somebody's coming towards you in a more clear and convicted way, why you're questioning that, because it is such a stark difference from what you're used to from this person. But the other way that I see this resonating here is the Seven of Wands can be a card of, you know, maybe you being very defensive or being on your guard, being very guarded when it comes to this person. It can also be a block, whether it's a physical block, like maybe you've blocked their phone number, blocked them on social media, or whether it's just an energetic block of like, you know what, no, I don't want to hear from you. That could be coming up as a challenge. So there could be some kind of blockage, or like you could be on your guard. You may not trust this person here. Like I said, I feel like somebody does have a more clear conviction now, but it may feel like you're unable to trust it, or it's feeling like, is it too little too late? I don't know. We'll have to see. Now, this person's feelings towards you, we have the Knight of Cups. So somebody definitely is having, you know, romantic feelings towards you. But the Knight of Cups also represents a dream or a vision. To me, this feels like somebody is looking towards the future, and they're still being able to see something work out. They have a dream or vision of you guys together. Now, you know, the Knight of Cups is Pisces energy. Pisces is, you know, Neptune. So, you know, there is a little bit of a fantasy or dreaming quality about it. You know, somebody may be kind of, I don't want to say ignoring the reality of the situation, because I don't feel like they fully are. I feel like they do, especially with the Seven of Wands, know what the challenge is. But they may not be fully grounded in reality, or they may feel like that's something that's going to be easier to obtain than it actually is. But I also feel like this is somebody who feels like, I have something I need to express to Libra. I need Libra to know how I'm feeling now. So to me, this is more of a confirmation of you getting some kind of an apology or an emotional confession from this person. Now, their next actions towards you, I see the Two of Cups. So somebody's wanting to bring something back into alignment. The Two of Cups can also be maybe they're asking for like a face-to-face conversation. But, you know, I definitely feel like it's somebody trying to like reconnect with you here. Now, let's clarify. Coming out underneath the Seven of Cups, we have the Two of Pentacles. Yeah, you may be kind of going back and forth trying to decide, you know, can I trust this person or not? You may be unsure about whether this is something that you can, you know, trust here. I see the Temperance energy coming out underneath the Page of Cups. So somebody, you know, willing to be kind of patient, but I also feel like this is them wanting to make peace with you, wanting to bring something back into balance. So definitely could be an apology here. Underneath the Seven of Wands, we have the Nine of Swords. Somebody knows exactly why you're in the energy that you're in, you know, and I feel like that's why somebody's decided to try to be patient with that Temperance energy, because the Nine of Swords is a very upset and hurt and distraught energy, and that's why you're in this Seven of Wands energy, why you could be guarded, why you feel like you need to kind of protect your heart here, why maybe you have put up some kind of block or boundary when it comes to this person. This person knows exactly why you did. Coming out underneath the Knight of Cups, we have the Four of Cups. There is a little bit of a fear of rejection. For some of you, it could be, maybe you are not going to be open to hearing from them. The Four of Cups can be a card of rejection. It can be an energy of just being emotionally guarded, not wanting to open up to what's being offered. Some of you, so this could be a confirmation that, you know, maybe you still are going to be emotionally guarded, or maybe you don't want to hear from this person. For some of you. For others of you, it could just be this person having a fear of that, right? A fear of rejection. I also feel like it's resonating that somebody, you know, wants to come in and communicate and tell you how they feel because they're very unhappy with the current dynamic. They're not happy with the way that things are between the two of you right now. Coming out under the Two of Cups, we have the Six of Wands. So somebody really wants this to work. They want this to be successful. Somebody could be putting in a lot of time, effort, and energy, a lot of attention being thrown at you here. Really trying to, you know, make a reunion work, make a reunion successful here. The signs I'm seeing for you, I see Taurus, I see Leo, Scorpio, Capricorn, I see Pisces, Cancer, Sagittarius, Gemini, Pisces. Those are the signs I'm seeing, but it could be any. It is a general reading. So even if I did not mention a specific sign, the reading definitely can still resonate for you. But that's what I have for you. I do hope that it helps, and everything that you need to know is in the description box below for you. And if you want personal prayers for any reason, just put the little prayer emoji in the comments down below and I will go through and pray for you. But if this is where we part, thank you for being here, and I will see you next time. Hello Aquarius, how are you? I hope this finds you well. So we're going to go ahead and get into your person on your mind reading. We're looking at their current energies and feelings towards you. All right, what is their energy towards Aquarius, please? What is their energy towards Aquarius? All right, let's see what's going on for you guys. We have the Death card, the Queen of Wands, the Eight of Wands, the Knight of Swords, and the King of Swords. I see the Judgment card here at the bottom of the deck. All right, Aquarius, let's take a look here, then we'll start to go over everything together. Okay, Aquarius, this person is viewing you as the Death card. They feel like there's something that has changed within you, okay? For some of you, maybe you ended things very abruptly. For others of you, they could just be viewing that there's something that has shifted, right? Something is different, whether it's that maybe you're not communicating in the way that you once do, or you don't seem as invested as you once do. There's something here where there's something that they're used to from you, okay, that they see some kind of change. That's how they're viewing you here. Now, their energy towards you showing up as the Queen of Wands, so somebody still is very attracted to you. They feel a lot of chemistry and desire towards you. But I feel like they don't really know what's going on. With the Eight of Wands here as the challenge, to me, I'm getting a couple different messages from this, Aquarius. One, whatever card is in the challenge position, it can give it the reverse meaning. And the Eight of Wands in the reverse sometimes can feel like, you know, a loss of direction. It can feel a little aimless at times, because to me the Eight of Wands can be a card of direction and precision, right? So if at one point they thought that they knew where something was going, it's like now they're not quite sure, and because maybe that's because of this change that they're seeing here with you, right? They're seeing some kind of change and now they're not quite sure where something is heading. The other way that I could see this resonating is there could be, like I said, a change in the communication. So the Eight of Wands definitely can be communication. Maybe you're just not communicating in the way that you once did. Now, for some of you, Aquarius, I do feel here, the Eight of Wands can be a very busy, very hectic energy. Some of you may have expressed to this person, like, listen, I am not texting as much right now because I have a lot going on. You know, I have this going on, that going on. this person may be questioning that, whether like the validity of that for some of you, or they, you know, they could feel like that maybe you have too much going on and you don't have the capacity or the time or the energy that they, you know, to give them what they want. We'll see. We're going to clarify more here in a moment. That is kind of what I'm feeling. So whether it's that maybe you were very communicative in the past, maybe you were able to text them all day, and now you have a lot going on and you're not able to do what you've done before. And it's like somebody's either questioning whether that's true, or whether you're just not interested anymore, or whether it's just that that's an issue for this person. Okay, there's definitely some kind of shift that has taken place that this person is having a hard time with. I feel like I said, I feel like they still have a lot of desire for you. But I don't feel like they like, you know, what's going on between the two of you right now. I don't think they like this. So we have the Knight of Swords as their feelings. So somebody could feel like I said, there has been some kind of abrupt. The Knight of Swords, it can be like some kind of like something unexpected. So they feel like something changed really fast, or was like very, you know, unexpected shift here. And like I said, maybe you did communicate with this person for some of you. But like I said, I'm not sure if this person is trusting that, or they're like questioning the validity of that. We have the King of Swords as their next actions. So this person may decide to cut ties, or may start to like give you a cold shoulder, or may start to detach. We're going to start to clarify and see. Tell me about this Death card energy. We have the Nine of Cups. So for some of you, the Nine of Cups, see me in a shadow aspect, can be kind of selfish. It's somebody who's only focused on themselves and what they want. This person could be viewing you that way. You know, they could be, even if you do have a lot going on. For some of you, you may be dealing with somebody who either has dealt with a lot of stuff in the past that causes them to automatically kind of like assume the worst, or like jump to that worst conclusion. And sometimes that is like their trauma responses, you know. Sometimes people just, we've been through some things, you know, and it's unfortunate that sometimes we kind of allow our past situations to affect our new connections. But some of you, I feel like it could be something like that, where maybe this person has experienced stuff like that in the past, so now they're automatically jumping to that, right? You know, or for some of you, this person just may be a little less mature. Now we do have so we're going to leave that there. With the Nine of Cups, that's kind of what I'm feeling like here. Now you could still be like hoping, like you could have communicated with this person, Aquarius, kind of hoping that this person would support you or understand. I don't know that they do. I'm so sorry, Aquarius. Hold on one second. Oh, of course. All right, coming out underneath the Queen of Wands, we have the Seven of Wands. Now, this is showing up as their energy towards you. Like I said, I do feel like somebody could be like, you know what, no, I'm not going to deal with that. It's almost like they don't even want to hear it from you. I do feel like somebody's either just not trusting it, or like I said, it's a trauma response. It's because of things that they've been through in the past. They're not even really open to hearing like what you actually have going on, or really fully believing that here. So I definitely feel like somebody could be putting their guard up when it comes to you here. Coming out underneath the Eight of Wands, we have the Two of Cups. So somebody does feel like, and that's showing up as a challenge, so they do feel like there has been some kind of disconnect here, or that the lack of communication, or the lack of the change, or what you have going on has created a disconnect here between the two of you, where they feel like you guys are no longer in alignment. It's a pretty big conclusion to jump to, I feel like, unfortunately. This person could just feel like you're just not being upfront with them. They could just feel like you're not interested anymore, even though I don't feel like that's the case at all. Coming out underneath the Knight of Swords, we have the Three of Pentacles. Some of you may have tried to communicate with this person because you wanted to still be on the same page. You wanted to be able to work through this. You see potential here. I just don't know that it's going to be received the way you want it to. That King of Swords energy and the Seven of Wands energy here. Coming out under the King of Swords, we have the Wheel of Fortune. So, you know, the Wheel of Fortune is a shift in the energy, but it's not always a positive one. And I do kind of feel like that here. I do feel like, you know, it is change and it's kind of unexpected. This person is not handling that well. And I feel like a lot of that is because of what they've been through in the past. Even though I think you're trying to communicate with this person and try to, like, you know, work through this situation or get them to understand, I don't feel like they're willing to here. So I'm so sorry, Aquarius, but that's what I have for you. I do hope that this helps. The signs I'm seeing for you, I see Scorpio, Pisces, Aries, Leo, Sag, Cancer. I see Aquarius, Capricorn, and all the fixed signs, Taurus, Scorpio, Leo, and Aquarius. But that's what I have for you, Aquarius. I do hope that it helps. And if you want personal prayers for any reason, just put a little prayer emoji in the comments down below, and I will go through and pray for you. But if this is where we part, thanks for being here, and I will see you next time.